Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RacingBrick. LEGO has finally released a new update for the poweredup app. This is version 4.0.2. The last major version change was in 2019, so this could be a big deal, right? Well, unfortunately I don't think so, and here's my advice. Please don't install this version. And why? Let me explain. First of all, let's take a look at the official release notes. It says minor bug fixes and performance improvements. Well, that's definitely not something that deserves a jump from version 3 to 4, right? It's already very confusing because we literally don't get any information about the changes. So let's open the app. Here on the phone you can see the new version. On the iPad I still have the previous version. There's not much to see in the main menus, but as soon as we open the coding canvas we see it. A brand new design for the coding blocks. Just to be clear, this really shouldn't be a surprise. We could see this design proposal as early as 2021, maybe even earlier, but it was definitely shown at Fan Media Days 2 years ago. If you remember the poweredup roadmap from Fan Media Days 2022, this update was actually expected late last year. So, now it's here, why aren't we excited about it? First of all, there are multiple reasons why I believe this was an accidental release. The new coding block design shouldn't be included in this version. It's not mentioned at all in the description, which is already suspicious. On the other hand, there are several code block designs that seem to be totally temporary, as if someone created them as a quick mockup in Paint. And there are other code blocks that make no sense. I remember seeing them when I made a video about the hidden blocks in the app, so I think they should still be hidden. That's the main reason I asked you not to upgrade to this version, because I don't think this was a planned release. And even if it was planned, it was very poorly executed. Going back to the roadmap, we were also promised for the end of 2022 that the first elements of the documentation would be integrated into the app, hidden under the last bullet point. At this point, there is obviously no sign of documentation at all, and changing all the icons into something completely new means that even my previous, more or less accurate code guide is immediately obsolete. You will want to know if there's anything really useful in the update. I didn't find any new controller elements, so this section is unchanged. As for blocks, there are a few new ones, but they all seem to be a legacy from Boost. We have a couple of timer blocks here that even use the exact same block design. So they could have borrowed the tooltip information as well, really. And then we have tons of sound effects, hooray! As if that's really the main missing feature of the app. All in all, it seems to be a mandatory addition to provide the minimum legacy support for the Boost app when it's officially discontinued. As for the new design itself, I'm not entirely satisfied. Some icons are fine, but many of them are hard to understand, difficult to read due to the very small graphic elements, and they are inconsistent because we have these simplified drawings, then some icons for LEGO parts, then these ugly handwritten things here. It just feels random and unfinished. Now the question is, what can we do about it? Of course, I will ask my contacts at LEGO for information about the update and give my feedback, but this is nothing new. I've been doing this for the last 5 years. I frequently see people complaining about poweredup and then asking me to do something about it because I have some contacts with LEGO. I did what I could, but apparently that's not how such a large multinational company works. Their product strategies are determined by internal processes, and the only official input channel I know is customer service. That's how they collect feedback, so here is what you can do if you want something to change. Call customer service, write them an email or send a message. You can find your regional contacts on lego.com, you just need to spend about 10 minutes with all this. Be polite and remember that customer service representatives don't make decisions, they just collect and relay feedback. Let the company know what you don't like about the poweredup app. Let them know what's missing, let them know that they can't meet their own promised deadlines, that they randomly release a major update without explanation. Let them know that we expect more, that we expect something better from them. As you can see, I really like LEGO, it's my hobby, a passion, but I'm very disappointed with the company's software strategies in general. They could do better and they need to do better. They need to understand that their customers deserve better and they need to devote a lot more resources to these things that they currently do. Please take the time to let them know what you don't like about the current situation. With enough feedback, things can change. If there's no feedback, they may think everything is awesome and people just don't care. Control Plus is probably enough to control the stock sets and people don't want anything else, they might think. If you want something better, let them know. You might be wondering when I'm going to update my code block guide with the new design. Well, that's not going to happen anytime soon for 2 reasons. First, I need to know if the new design is something that will stay, or if it will still change and what can we expect about it in general. Second, I really want LEGO to do this work because that's their job. There are people at the company who get paid to do it. I am not getting paid to do their job. I've done this several times and honestly, I'm really not sure if I should do it again. But anyway, let's talk about it in the comments. I really want to know what you think about it, if it even matters, if there's anyone out there who still cares about Powered Up. Remember, if you want things to change, then let LEGO know about it. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications as more exciting and hopefully happier LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.